Okay, day 4 working on this project. Transmission is a tough one. I've been degreasing it, pressure washing it, and it's still pretty damn dirty. I mean, the amount of grease that was caked on it is incredible. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm contemplating throwing in the back of my wife's SUV and going to the to a car wash where they have hot water, and maybe that'll do the trick. Because with my cold water power washing, it's just, I mean, it's slowly coming off, but I can see it's still dirty. The engine, on the other hand, well, first of all, it wasn't as dirty, but the engine is looking a little better. And now that I look at the back of it, I might repaint the shrouding. But the engine is not looking too bad. Power washed it and it's drying now. And of course, it didn't have as much oil and grease on it as the transmission, but somehow it's maybe because it was all draining down and collecting on top of the transmission. Maybe that's why it's a little easier to clean. But I don't think I'm going to take the engine with me to the power washing station. It's first of all, I wouldn't be able to, I don't think, lift it up there to my wife's SUV. Probably have to take Alex with me. Maybe that's what we'll do. But I think I'm going to be happy with the way it is. Doesn't have to be ultra clean as long as the grease is mainly gone. So that's the project for today. Other than that, I cleaned my area a little bit here so that it doesn't look like a mad scientist laboratory. And I'm gonna reposition my engine here and I'm gonna start I don't know, I'm probably gonna start on the engine and just get all of that sealed up and then work on the transmission. But it's time to start putting all these seals onto the engine and transmission. I'm still waiting for a few parts, but I can probably get started. So that's the update for day 4. Stay tuned. Okay, next day, making slow progress. First, I painted this cover. I also painted the exhaust system. It's ready to go with the new gaskets. I use a high temperature paint designed for like exhaust manifolds and everything. So that is done. That is done. And the carnage. Head is off. Cylinders are off. Come to find out that the leaks were actually coming from the base of the cylinders, not necessarily from the head gasket or anything like that. And therefore, I'm glad they got these copper rings, because that's what I'm going to use to seal it. So that's that. Engine somewhat degreased, but I found a lot more grease once I took the shrouding off. So the plan is to put the cylinders back on, put the head back on, and then once it's back sealed, then I'm going to take the rest of the shrouding and get the rest of the grease off. Because obviously right now, if I start spraying or whatever, all the water is going to go inside of the engine crankcase. So I don't want to do that. The cylinders are, I don't know why the hell they're so rusty. I thought the cylinders are aluminum, but I guess they're not. They're steel. I thought they were aluminum cylinders with like a steel liners, you know, but I think they're steel. The head is aluminum. And I think I fixed this. I put a larger bolts, tapped it, drilled it, put a gasket underneath it. It holds pretty good. I mean, I put a lot of torque on it, and it seems like it's holding. So that broken piece that I screwed up, I think I did fix it. So everything just looks super freaking nasty. Again, I hate this part of the project because the cleaning of it and it's just a mess. I got this shrouding off. You know, this is that piece that is broken. You see how that doesn't close? And the rivet here is broken. That's what caused it. Fortunately, I do have a riveting gun and I do have rivets, so I can all fix it properly. The head gasket was actually in a pretty decent shape. Here it is. So it didn't need to be replaced. But look The lifters covers, they're all freaking rusty as hell, and they're leaking. They're all leaking over here, from there, and coming down the engine from the cylinder bases. It's my thought how this whole thing came down, but it will be fixed. I hope I can put the cylinder or the pistons back into the cylinders. That'd be fun, but feeling adventurous. All right, back to the transmission. Cleaned it up some more, painted the top cover. I want to put the top cover back, and I'm going to start taking the back accessory case off. I want to drain the oil because I just changed the oil on this thing. So I'm trying to do it without draining it, which might be a stupid thing to do. Gearing, since we're already here, let me see if I can illuminate it better. There you go. You can see the first gear. That's the one right there. You can see the teeth, not that good looking. That's what happens when people put the first gear without folding stop. It's a non-synchronized, and you can see the wear on the first gear, on the first gear set. The helical ones are the synchronized ones. These are all looking good, but I you know, that's right there. You can see it. The wear on the teeth. So I've been telling Alex when he drives, man, be really gentle with the first gear, because you don't want to be damaging this, and you know, and I don't want to. I feel like we're building the freaking transmission, because then I'll have to get the shaft and all that. But you can see the gears are a little bit worn. But put a new fluid in there, and with careful driving, I think this will last. Leaks here, I think, coming from the obvious places. The shafts. The top cover actually was good. I just took it off because I wanted to peer inside, and I had a new gasket. And I think the gear shifter's got some O-rings, so I'm gonna use those. So I'm gonna use majority of these gaskets here. Some of them I have no freaking idea what these are for. Like this little one. I wish I knew what this is for. This one I think is for the Speedo. I don't know what this one is for. So some of them I don't know. Maybe I'll try to read up a little bit more, because I'd hate to go this far and not really replace anything. So if you guys see this video and can tell me what else I should be doing, please let me know, because I only want to do this project once. I want to be driving this car, not working on it. Haven't touched the starter yet. And basically that's where we are. My philosophy on working on projects like this is you work on it for a couple of hours, and then you feel like you're really frustrated and or just tired of it. That's the best time to step away, because if you continue working on it, you're bound to break something. Just my personal philosophy. That's how I broke in this stud. I was rushing, and I was just, hey, just, you know, do all this stuff, and I shouldn't have. And I really wasted probably 4 hours getting all that put back together. Fortunately, I got lucky, but maybe, you know, who knows, maybe next time I wouldn't be so lucky. So worst part again is just cleaning the doggone mess. If somebody, you know, my philosophy on oil leaks is, if you find it, get it taken care of ASAP, because if you just keep driving with the thing, it's just going to create so much more work cleaning all that. So I try, like, you know, I always like on my cars to attack the oil leaks as quickly as possible. So we're not over the hump yet. I wish I could say, yeah, it's just getting down to reassembling everything, but we still got a ways to go. Fortunately, starting tomorrow, Alex is going to join me, and he's going to help me, so hopefully the work will go twice as fast. And I want to take the opportunity to clean all this corrosion of these cylinders and repaint them, and you know, since I'm going this far, I might as well do a decent of a job. Again, like I degreased the engine and everything, but you know, without taking the shrouding off, you can only do so much. But I'm just so pleased that I got this thing reassembled. I will never take the exhaust manifolds off the head again. And you know, the funny thing is, the books I have, the Polish books I have, they all say do not take them off. So if only I read the damn books, I probably would not have had to worry about it. But now I'm being a little bit more careful. Anyway, I'll upload that, and then so you guys have this new episode, and we'll rejoin. Maybe I'll do another upload in a couple, 2-3 days. So when we are maybe on the reassembly process. I will not do anything with the front, just to let you know, until I put the engine back, because I just, I don't want to be messing with this thing on the stand. If I can do it while the engine is already in a car, why do I need to mess with this right now? So the front oil filter or the oil centrifugal thing and the oil pan, that's all going to be done once the engine and transmission is back in the car. It's being more ergonomic that way, I think, and I don't really need to do it right now. Maybe other positive things is I haven't found too many other broken pieces, just this stuff that I told you about. So sometimes you take the head off and you see there's a big crack or something, although I have not magnifluxed it, but it doesn't appear like there's anything wrong with it because, well, anyway. Stay tuned for the next episode in a couple of days.